Hey, last slide for this lecture. I just want to leave you thinking about something that it's really important to keep in the backs of our minds this semester while we study theater history. Um, it's really important to always be aware of the fact that we have to realize that there are many cultural biases in studying history, and that cultural biases can really influence a play and or a playwright's place in history. The things that get recorded in history, especially when we're looking at ancient history, um, and all these early years of theater history, yeah, the things that get recorded then especially have a lot to do with who was doing the recording. And that has a lot to do with who was in power and who decided what was important enough to be recorded. So, as you can imagine, maybe there were some voices that were left out because of the cultural biases that were present in society at that time. Certainly, lower classes' voices would have been left out, women's voices would have been left out, um, other races would have been left out. And it's a bit of a tragedy or a large tragedy of studying theater history the early years in that there's simply a lot of information I think that's just missing or that we just don't know because of what was not recorded, what was not preserved, what was not kept. And we're left guessing and trying to put together the pieces of some of those puzzles. So I want you to keep that in the backs of your heads when we're thinking like, oh, this must have been important. This must be the only thing that's representative of what was going on in society at that time. That might not be the case. There may be some gaps that we're not privy to. So there's some food for thought, some questions on this slide that you don't have to, physically answer or turn into me or anything like that. But I just want you to be thinking about as we go on this theater history journey together, to be keeping in mind. And it's also something that you're going to be grappling with as we get into our discussion board ideas for this week. So, with that said, thanks for joining me on this lecture, and I'll see you on the discussion board. And I'm happy that we're getting started. Okay, off we